How CNN Found the Reddit User Behind the Trump Wrestling GIF by Andrew Kaczynski, who used to work for BuzzFeed. Alright, who is it? Who made this clip? The president tweeted out. Did it turn out to be someone important? Is that why this is news? CNN is not publishing Han Asshole Solo's name because he is a private citizen who has issued an extensive statement of apology, showed his remorse by saying he has taken down all his offending posts, and because he said he is not going to repeat this ugly behavior on social media again. In addition, he said his statement could serve as an example to others not to do the same. CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change. They're not going to publish his name because he apologized for what he's been posting on Reddit. Not because the public doesn't need to know it and CNN want to minimize harm caused by reporting, but instead they didn't identify him because he's agreed to stop doing what CNN doesn't want him doing. And they want everyone to know that they might just change their mind and drop his docs if he's naughty again. Not if a development makes his identity important for the public to know, but if he doesn't obey the news. Folks, I don't need to tell you that that's fucked up. The news shouldn't be intimidating the public, even if they are posting racist stuff on Reddit or if the president shares something they made. CNN needs a good, square kick in the dick for that. But there's another layer to this as well. We either need to know who someone is, or we don't. CNN could be messing with some random nobody, and that's pathetic and most likely. But because we don't know who it is, they could also be protecting someone important or powerful on the basis that they obey the network. I doubt that's the case here. They certainly claim it isn't the case, but just think about that for a second. Imagine CNN catches, say, a politician insulting them and separately posting nasty stuff. They let the politician know they've caught them and then publish an article warning that if the unnamed person doesn't play ball with them, they reserve the right to publish their identity and connect them to the anonymously posted nastiness. Do you think CNN would be above that? There's reason to publish identity. There's reason not to. But I can think of no legitimate reason for the news to warn that if the subject of an article doesn't keep being a good boy for them, then they might out you. You either name them or you don't. Whether they apologize or not has nothing to do with the public needing to know who they are or not. And what you definitely don't do is publish what as everyday folk, the people I presume journalists call plebs, would describe as a threat, coercion, or blackmail. However, the writer of this article is apparently offended by that characterization of what he wrote. He tweeted, CNN specifically choose not to reveal this guy's identity, and to say that we threatened anyone is a total lie. Well, I'm sorry, Andrew, but saying you'll do something someone's scared of if they don't comply with your demands is called a threat where I come from. And that's exactly what an article with your name in the byline does. He then proceeds to say, Han Asshole Solo posted his apology before we ever spoke him. He called us afterwards to apologize further. Now, okay, this might technically be true, but as I'm sure many of you know, all journalists have a bit of weasel DNA in them that causes them to uncontrollably attempt to wiggle out of any of their fuck-ups in a deceptive way, rather than taking their lumps. Here he's of course downplaying CNN's role in pressuring this guy to apologize out of fear. And maybe he hadn't actually spoken with the shitposter before the apology, but here's what he said just a little bit earlier. This apology came after CNN identified and reached out to Han Asshole Solo, the man they believe made the Trump wrestling gif. Story and interview with him posting soon. He was bragging. This was a, check it out guys, got him, post. Before people got pissed off when the article dropped. Who knows what they said to him when they tried to make contact? They wouldn't need to say much. Someone with a giant platform says, "Hey, can I get a quote on your disgusting online history?" you're gonna have a little adrenaline rush. Wonder how clear they made it that they know everything about him when they said hi. Whatever the case may be, obviously it scared him. And he was right to be scared. Look at this again. Good thing he apologized, because apparently CNN would have named him otherwise. Look at it. Him apologizing before they published this article is part of why they didn't out him. What in the actual fuck is going through these people's heads? How can they not immediately recognize how evil this looks? Are they letting lizards edit the news now? I'm an opinion guy on YouTube who favors attacking things, and I wouldn't pull that shit. Either I have a good reason to tell everyone info like that, or I don't. There is no good reason to hold that info over someone's head, and I refuse to believe someone could accidentally slip or have a brain fart and write it like that without meaning what it looks like. So, fuck CNN. If you can damage them without breaking the law, damage them. Contact advertisers. Tell them what you think. Create propaganda to undermine their authority. That is, if you're not too scared of CNN coming after you for it. Point out any mistake they make and amplify it. CNN has shown that they have reached a point where they are willing to take advantage of their position of power solely to crush any of the little guys who threaten their might. They can't be allowed to maintain their position as the news anymore, because they are totally abusing the power that comes with that and is meant to be used in service of the public. There is value in a news outlet being trusted and being able to swing a sharp axe at things when appropriate. But the second they start turning that weapon on their critics, the public needs to make sure the blade we've sharpened for them with our trust and viewership is immediately made as blunt as possible. And, dear viewer, this whole thing gets a little bit worse. See, I've omitted a tiny piece of information, just because I got into the flow and this clarification would break it. Everything I've said stands, but here's the cherry on top. The whole reason they're nailing this guy with anything they can is that Trump supposedly tweeted out his animated GIF. That's what makes this supposedly newsworthy. That's their justification. It's why they went through his Reddit posts and want his racism to be connected to Trump.
The White House will not say where the president got the video, but a senior White House official said today it was not from Reddit, which is a popular internet messaging board. The problem is we and other media outlets who have searched can't find any evidence of it existing anywhere but Reddit before the president picked it up. Now, why does that matter? Because if he got it from that source, a whole bunch of new questions about racism, bigotry, and violence come into play. The video shared by President Trump to his 33 million personal Twitter followers and then to 19 million more on his presidential account was apparently first posted by a Reddit user who goes by this online name and who has also laid claim to it.
But there's a problem with their approach here. They didn't actually find the video the president shared on Reddit. They found this. Just a simple GIF. No sound, obviously, and no FNN at the end. In contrast, the president's tweet features a video that was made using a cropped version of this GIF and featured FNN at the end. So he's not even responsible for what the president tweeted. WWE made the original clip. This Han asshole solo guy made an edit and posted it on Reddit. Then someone else got hold of that, maybe from Reddit directly, maybe from a friend who copied it from Reddit, who knows, and made the new edit that ended up with Trump, and Trump tweeted. Just swish that around in your brain for a second. CNN went after this guy because he posted something insulting them that someone else took and made into a new video that the president then put on Twitter. Yeah, the guy said some nasty shit on some nasty subreddits, but I'll bet you all that means is that a so-called journalist saved some of his time. If he hadn't been saying stuff so blatantly and openly, it would have been something else the journo would have dug up. 'Cause what reason is there for publishing this? What purpose does it serve? Of what significance is this information to the public? He's not even the guy who made the version of the meme the president shared. Are they going to go after the WWE for allowing people to have the original clip that was edited and then edited again? All it tells me is that they want all of us to know that it's not safe to mock CNN. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.